Welcome back for 2 p.m. with the Trigger. Rich Bontrager back with you once again midway through the weekend. It's a great, busy, fantastic week for Rock Stage Media. And if you like doing virtual streaming shows, talk shows, interviews, yeah, it's my kind of week. It's a great day here. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And many people around the country are experiencing that smog and that junk coming out of the forest fires of Canada here in Washington, D.C. area. We are experiencing it well, so please stay healthy, stay safe. I know it is affecting a lot of people, so please watch the weather, pay attention to the weather, because we want you safe and healthy. Today's one of those days that I am in my sweet spot. We're doing a week-long symposium with Market Appeal. We mentioned that earlier this week. We are doing the Achievement Symposium, a 5-day event, 2 hours each day. I love emceeing, hosting, running shows, doing that today. Coming up this afternoon, I'll be working with fellow speaker, leader, influencer Jim Cathcart. I am the co-host and producer for his podcast, The Wisdom Parlor. So Jim and I will be back on camera and having a great time coming up. We're doing 2 p.m. lives, of course, Monday through Friday. Got a 2 p.m. going right now. And then coming up tonight, we do have How to Rock the Stage show streaming live on many of these same channels. Virtual events, virtual streaming content. And tonight, by the way, we're going to be getting deeper into that conversation. We have a great show coming up tonight. I'm going to tell you more about that in a moment. But we are talking about virtual events. But the challenge with virtual events, and I've done a lot of conversations on this, is pain versus not pain. The free side versus the value of the product, the service, the speaker. This week alone, in the events that we've had with the Market Appeal collaboration project for the Achievement Symposium, we've had some dynamite speakers with amazing content. I mean, game-changing content. Do you want to have that always be free? Do you want it to be something that's paid of value? What's the best way to do it? As the virtual world, as I say, the virtual stage is ever expanding. As we expand further and further, how do you think these virtual stages are going to go? I put a poll out and I wanted people to respond, to give me some insights to where they thought virtual stages are going. Especially, well, let me share it with you. Let me bring this up on the screen. Join along and play along with me. Virtual events are being offered daily. Many of them for free is what I wrote. But what are you willing to pay when it comes to virtual events? What are you willing to pay? What format makes it worth paying for? Sometimes is the format right? Sometimes it's the people right, the content, the leaders, the speakers. Everyone's got their own way to gauge what they will pay for. But I wanted to go for what best suits you that you would be willing to pay for. I gave 4 options on this. And live virtual event training. It would be pre-recorded event training, maybe like a 3-day long virtual summit, or what weekend virtual training. And I have seen so many people doing live summits, virtual summits, special events on the weekend. I get it. We're working Monday through Friday. We're all working hard. But I want you to notice something in the response of the survey here. Nobody on this poll, nobody is willing to pay for weekend virtual events. Let's just start right there. No one's willing to pay for a virtual paid event of the weekend. Now, they might be willing to pay for some of this other stuff, but they definitely do not want to pay for weekend virtual. So ask where your energy is going and ask where your expectations are going of your virtual events. You probably have great content. You may have some dynamite killer guest speakers, influencers. But are you wanting to monetize it and you're frustrated that you're not monetizing? Are you not getting the results you want by doing things on the weekend, expecting people to come and pay for it? Look, I love what I get to do. I love, no matter when they ask me, they call up, say, Trigger, we have an event. Would you host it? Would you run it? Would you MC it? Would you be the podcast host, the media host? I eat that stuff up. But I'm realistic. The weekends are for unplugging and getting out of the studio. Me and my team, we unplug. We go play for the weekend. We travel. We mix it up. We do a lot of different things. But the weekend is not a successful time, especially for paid events. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying look at the data. Especially for those that are struggling to turn the corner and turn it into a paid thing. This can be a very professional, powerful revenue stream. The virtual stage is never going away. And it's probably going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we can talk about that in more days. But there's so many things that are happening right now that are they're changing the landscape of what we currently do, what we will do, and how it can be much more interactive and much more engaging. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this. Feel free to drop in the chat and let me know your thoughts today. Now, currently we're doing a 5-day symposium with a Market Appeal Summit. That's kind of our standard. We have done one-day summit, and the one-day summit actually was very successful. We have done a 3-day summit, but this says 8% of the people that voted said a 3-day virtual summit would be worth paying for. Again, there's different factors into that. We do topics when we do our event. We are now doing this achievement one. We did one on men in the 21st century. We did one on mental health. So your topic and also when you time it are very important. Recently, I did on 2 p.m. live, I did 5 interviews on National Stutter Awareness Week. I intentionally landed something to do something unique, interact on a topic that was already built into other social media, other things being pushed down. Coming up this summer, I'm going to be doing another one that fit into a month-long campaign. Be strategic with your summits or your events like that. Don't just say you're going to do one. See if there's something else you can bridge into and get into all the buzz, all the excitement, the things that are already happening. Then do your 3-day, 4-day, 5-day summits. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. A lot of people are very interested in doing pre-recorded content. I'm a fan of it myself. I've been doing pre-recorded content for a long time. What happens, though, with some of the pre-recorded content, you can only take your students, your fans, the people that are registered, you can only take them so far with pre-recorded content. My goal, what I do, my philosophy is I want to take you as far as I can take you. So I love doing the lives. I love lives. And it also goes back to my early broadcast career of live sports, live talk show hosts. So pre-recorded events and training, again, 23% of those surveys said, ding, yeah, we'll pay for that. So there is a very strong place to do pre-recorded content. But you have to get them to your website. You have to get them to your landing page. You have to make sure it's something they want. And that will link back into maybe do a free virtual event, live streaming event. And then you offer that out there as the next level, the evolutionary level. And always in your recordings, have a QR code, have a link to the next thing they need. Have a link in your recorded content. So book a call with you. Have something that gets them off of the recording to you, the expert. Now, number one in this survey of the format that people would like goes exactly with what I live and breathe. 69% of those, almost 70% of the people surveyed live stream, event, or training. They're willing to pay for this. Listen very carefully to what is in this survey here. People are saying no one's going to pay, no one's going to pay, no one's going to pay. Several weeks ago, I did a 2 p.m. live talking about stop all the free events. Maybe do one of the teaser, do it as a lead-in, but give them the bulk of the information. Tell them it's worth their time, worth their energy. It's going to be a high caliber, great speaker. You're going to have giveaways, takeaways. If you do live events like that, you will have people wanting to pay for it. But you have to change your thinking from free, and no one's going to pay anyway, so just give it away, to hold the line, and I'm a quality speaker. I'm an author. I'm an expert. What I have to offer is worth the value. If they would pay you to present live in person and pay you good money to go do it, won't they pay you here on the virtual stage? Now, it is a different revenue balance. I understand that. But live training works. This survey tells a lot right here. I think it helps us maybe go down a path that I think is really important to look at. You need to look at strategically, when are you doing your events? Are you going to do them on the weekends? And are you looking for great results? You might want to rethink that. I'm not against the weekend events, but I don't think you're going to get the bang, the reach, definitely not the money off of those events. Shift to a Monday through Friday philosophy. Shift to a way of saying, here's my event and it's worth paying for. Also, rethink maybe these 5-day challenges, these, several days, long days. I know of someone who did a 1-day event, but it's like almost 10 hours. They don't always have the bang you want. We are seeing that we live in a micro content culture now. People like the TikTok, they like the Instagram reels, they like quick, fast moving things. So make your virtual events, make your recorded events, bang, bang, bang. Have it be something that people want to come to, get the great information, and they'll come back tomorrow. Again, in my coaching, I talk about episodic TV. It's worked. We're hooked on our favorite TV shows. In the days of VCRs, I would record shows if I wasn't there. In the days of the DVD, I record on my DVR. Think of episodic ways of teaching, coaching, and taking them on a path and a journey. And just like we do every Monday night for NCIS, you hit your clicker and you're going to watch your episode. Think of a way to create a path that your live events actually are worth paying for. And let people know the value, the worth, the content. The speakers are only going to get greater and greater and greater because your revenue, your stream, the investment that you have to put back in will be greater for each one of your next events. Live events, they really work. They work incredibly well. And tonight I want to invite you to come and join us for How to Rock the Stage show. We're going to continue the conversation tonight on going live. My special guest is phenomenal at this, and she is all about amplifying her brand and other brands. Lillian Walker actually helps CEOs, executives actually learn the power of live and get, she said, 10,000 people on calls, live events, streaming along with her. She has carved out a niche of getting on daily, grabbing her phone and giving a shout out to a client, to someone that celebrated success and the way she coaches and leads in the products and services. She has taken the live and turned it into high engagement, build community, and yes, she's turned it into a revenue stream. Lillian is doing a great job doing this. Aaron's popping back in today. Aaron, great to see you here. Yes, it is true. Live works. Live is powerful. And you should really learn how to leverage it. So think about how you're doing it. Again, 69% of those surveys said they're willing to pay for a live virtual training event or a live event like we do with Rock the Stage Media. 69% said they're willing to pay. You have to think like a media company. You have to think like you're producing an event. You have to think like this is TV now. And what works on TV, what works on film, will work for you, and it will work for your brand. But you need to make adjustments to elevate your game. If you want to learn more about how you can do that, why not book a call? Jump on a call with me and let's have a great conversation. And this is totally free. Let's open up your dreams, your wishes, your goals, and let's have a consultation call to help you better amplify what you want to do with media. Media is the new currency. Let's make it work for you. Let's make you grow and help you grow your brand. Let's help you have it come along better and better. And one example is doing shorts, doing quick hitting content. As I mentioned earlier, Aaron's going to say amen on that. Look at this. Great things with those YouTube shorts. Exactly, Aaron. We don't want the long drawn out, but we do want the content. We do want the great tips, the great insights. We want to grow and scale. And that includes revenue streams through virtual events. Let me know what you think. Drop me a line. Drop me a question. rich@richbontrager.net. I'm always available. And again, these emails, these questions come directly to me. I take it very personal. It comes right to me, not to my team. And I'll respond, follow, and maybe you'll make it right here with your question on 2 p.m. with The Trigger. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back again to answer more questions, share more thoughts, because I'm here to help you shine on camera, shine on stage, and help you amplify you and your brand authority through the power of media. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. with The Trigger.